Okay, so today it's Thursday. Hopefully today I'll be leaving for Quadstate. First order of business is going to be getting the tires off. That way I can take them up and get them balanced. One thing I've read is that the hole in the center of the wheels is not always in the center of the stud pattern. So if you get it spin balanced with a cone that fits in the center, it might not always end up being properly balanced for the road. But I was seeing as I remounted this tire myself, definitely needs to be balanced. And then there's at least one in the back that's really out of balance, and I can feel it when I'm going down the highway around 65. And then when I get up to 70, it's really shaky. But gonna go get that done. And with the hub being, not the hub, the center hole being out of round, the best way to do it is with a whatchamacallit, the one that goes through the studs and centers on the lug nut holes. So that's the first order of business. Also need to get the tappets running, or get the tappets adjusted, then check to see how well the engine's running after that. If I need to tighten up the exhaust, if there's any leaks up there. Didn't sound like it yesterday, but the tappets were pretty loud. So get that done. Flush the block again with DI water this time to chase out the house water, and fill her up with DI water, and then maybe drop in a chemical flush, and I'll be good to go with that. Then basically just slap the body work and all the bolts back in, and I'll be done. Alright, so I got all the wheels balanced and they're back on the car now. I just finished going through and adjusting all the tappets. I topped off all the gear oil in the front axle, but now I had some problems. I accidentally got some junk in my valve oil. Not my valve oil. Gear oil. So I'm going to dump it out in the jug, pull out the chunks that dropped in, refill it, and then go after the gearbox, transfer box, and rear axle. Then all the fluids will be topped off. I need to do the brake fluid still. I'm just still working on wrapping up the engine. As I said, I just finished the tappets. I'm going to start her up again. Double check for exhaust leaks. If it is leaking a bit, I don't care. If it's leaking a lot, I kind of do care. Radiator doesn't want to sit quite square with the fan shroud. As you can see, it's way closer over there than over here. It's way in the boonies over here. But if it's not clipping, I don't care. Basically, I think that's just an alignment thing with the front panel. After that, bolt everything back together still, I guess. Still got a pack. Went out, got some food for the trip, and that's where I'm at right now. Well, here goes. Just adjusted the tappets. So hopefully this time will be a lot less clicky-clacky. I do hear a slight exhaust leak. Nothing I can't live with. I'm just going to roll with that. Just killed it by turning the choke off. Got the taps adjusted. I've got the cooling system filled. Just letting it come up to temperature. I'm not going to add any antifreeze because I want to flush it, and I'm going to be gone long enough. I don't have enough DI water left to run the flush before I go. So I'm just going to run it as is, just with plain water for a couple days. That shouldn't be an issue. Then I'll run the flush in there when I get back, and then replace with a good 50-50 mix. And that hopefully should be all she wrote for that. I'm just letting it run right now, cut up the temperature, hopefully bleed any air out of the system. Make sure there's no air in that pipe. And while I'm working on that, I'll find something else to work on here. As you can see, well, it's nighttime and, well, I'm still in my driveway. So, didn't make it down to Quadstate today. Kind of bummed about that. It was just hot and miserable and I was tired. And when I'm tired, I don't work as fast as I should. So, it's pretty much on me that I didn't get it all done. But, it is all back together pretty much. I've just got a couple bolts up here. I need to put the, whatchamacallit, mudguard back in. And these, by the way, are one of my favorite additions to the car. The originals were shot and pretty much a poor design to begin with. So I made these out of, it's actually material they make circuit boards, so it's a fiberglass sort of a thing. And full coverage for the footwells so those don't get all salty and rusty. Also got to check the oil levels in the back. The gear oil levels. And I got to top off the gear oil, brake fluid, need to top that off. And then I think I'm pretty much ready to go on the car. I'm sure I'll think of something else after I've hit the road, but shouldn't be anything vital. Oh, and I did find one of the two screws from the grill. I lost that last 2 weekends ago. Trip down to Mohican. It was overheating and puking all the time, so I took the grill off to basically feel the radiator core, make sure there were no really hot spots on one side or a cold hole in the middle or something that would indicate a blocked radiator and the radiator not doing its job properly. So I took the grill off. Well, the grill slipped out of my hand and I could have swore I lost that screw. Turns out it drove all the way home, bouncing all the way down the back roads and everything, all the way back here for an hour, riding right inside the bumper. It's not the first time that's happened. I actually had one of the regulator screws fell off way back when I first got the car. I had it in the backyard on the dirt. I figured it just fell down a cicada hole because that was the year that all cicadas were coming out. I got a new one, and actually from Australia too, so that was kind of cool. Screwed that in there and went about my way. When I pulled the motor out, guess what I found sitting on the frame? That screw from the regulator. So for what, 3 years now? 3 years. I got it in 15, brought it home early 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 2.5 years that screw has been riding around sitting on the frame and never got lost. So that's pretty cool. I've got only a handful of things to do, so I'm going to go inside, eat, shower, get some sleep, pack and get some sleep. And then hit the ground running tomorrow. And hopefully make it down to Quadstate and not miss too much more.